Well, had the maxi wax out this morning doing a bit of polishing just on the aft cabin here. I've just done that little bit, but yeah, it's good. It comes up really nice with a bit of canubra wax on it. Good stuff. Not far to go to get coffee. Just go to the Dolphin Centre. They have good coffee here, which is great. We ended up another day in Tin Can Bay. Been pretty laid back. I did a couple of little jobs this morning. Bit of polishing on the back of the boat, and I went for a walk uptown just to have a walk this afternoon, and yeah, back for a shower and some dinner. Lovely afternoon, not much wind around, looking pretty good. So very peaceful here. I like Tin Can. It's got a nice little village feel to it, I reckon. Anyway, we'll get this dinner cooked up and settle in for the night. Well, we don't wear skimpy bikinis. Hell, it frightens me when I take my shirt off. There's definitely no one pregnant here. This is motor sailing for old dudes. We do live on a boat, and we do cruise extensively along the Australian coast. Join us and visit some great destinations. Learn how to look after a boat and live off grid. It might even get you enthused to do the same thing. Hey, stay out there till you can't. Well, up a little bit early this morning. I've been asked to be the finish boat for the Bay to Bay race. There's a race that runs from Tin Can Bay to Hervey Bay, and it starts here tomorrow morning and runs up to Garry's Anchorage. So I'm part of the finish line at Garry's, and yeah, I'll have to leave. I'll get some water on the pontoon here, and I'll get some water on, and then we'll leave and head up to Garry so that I'm there in plenty of time. And yeah, we'll have a look at all these race boats come up tomorrow. So something a bit interesting to film. Early start again, but that's all good. All right, let's get some water on the boat. Well, here's the first for a while. Pair of tracky dacks and a jumper. It's a bit cool this morning. We're just heading back down the Sandy Strait. I'll be pushing the tide a little bit till I get down to the corner here, and yeah, then we'll ride the tide up to Garry's Anchorage. That's where I've got to be for the finish of this race. Ooh, it's a bit better with some clothes on. Thankfully the weather clears a bit before the start of the race. Well, we're off out of the Comfort and Garry's Anchorage, out into the main channel. It'll be a bit gnarly out there, I suppose, but we'll go out and anchor up and form part of the finish line for the Bay to Bay race. So that's our project for this morning. Looks like the wind's going to be pretty fair for the race, so they'll all be quite quick, I'd reckon, getting down here. But it starts at 11 o'clock, so we'll get out there and plenty of time to set up. So this is the finish boat up in front of us, and he'll give me some direction on where he wants me to anchor up to make the other end of the finish line, I guess.
Peggy-Anne, this is Summer Bay. Could you just make the line a little bit longer? Just move to your starboard a little bit. Peggy-Anne, Summer Bay, that looks pretty good there if you wanted to drop there.
Roger.
Yes, thanks mate, I think that looks pretty good.
Took a little bit of digging in, but I think it's got a hole now.
Not sure what your depth is there. We had about 40 or 50 foot over here when we first pulled up.
Yeah, 9.2 here, so it's pretty deep, but I think she's hanging on anyway. Well, pennant's up, identifying as part of the finish line, so they'll finish in between us and Summer Bay over there, and all I've got to do is grab their numbers. So yeah, looks like there's a bit of rain around too, but it's a really good breeze for getting down here, so I think the race should be pretty quick. They definitely aren't going to lack for wind, that's for sure. So should be pretty interesting, some of the faster boats getting down here. Anyway, just sit back and wait now, I guess. Well, no sign of any boats on the horizon as yet. It just started raining, which is a bit of a shame. Had reports of 2 boats capsized already, so a bit of breeze on there, and I suppose propensity for that to happen, but hope everyone's all right.
Over. This is race control standing by on 77.
Well, just starting to see a few sails appear over the horizon. They're coming up to the red mark there now, so they'll be finishing probably another hour or so, I'd reckon.
Indigo, this is patrol boat, Chop Dog, over.
3 boats capsized, 1 lost its rudder, bit of carnage at the start. The wind seems to have dropped out here a little bit now, but yeah, a bit of rain about. Maybe that'll go away too, hopefully.
Race control, this is Top Dog, over.
T-bar and another one with a broken mast, and there's a couple more with broken masts back up that way. Yeah, no good.
This is Snapper Creek. Thank you, we have an ambulance on the way. Standing by.
Pretty good. I've missed one here, so what happened there, but I think the rest of them are pretty right. It gets pretty hectic when they all come at the one time, but I think I've done pretty well. I've missed one here. I couldn't find his name or number or anything, so I've missed one there, but not too bad. Apparently the start boat's taken photos as well, so that'll help. And looks like there's another big bunch of them coming down at the moment too, so. I think that's the last boat. Well, I'm pretty sure that's the last boat, so I think it's time for us to up anchor and head back and try and find a spot in Garry's, I guess. We'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm half a minute before startup. As long as we know you were in front of startup.
Well, I'm thinking it could be a little bit crowded in the Anchorage tonight. Anyway, we'll sneak in and see if we can find somewhere. Not really big on being in amongst a lot of racing boats. They don't tend to carry big anchors because of the weight thing, so I think it's going to be a pretty peaceful night, but we'll try and keep out of the way a little bit. Well, I got up this morning and Garry's Anchorage, where there was 90 odd boats, there's 4 or 5 now, so they've all headed off to race again today. My racing duties are over, so I might stay here for another day. It doesn't look like it's going to be too flash, pretty grey looking. Looks like there's going to be a bit of rain around, so we might spend another night at Garry's, I think. Do a bit of editing by the look of it. Okay, I'm just packing a bit of a bag. I've been on the boat for 2 days now with it been raining, and I've just been editing, so I've been occupied, but I haven't been very active, so I need something to do. And on my iPad I found that there's a lake about 1.5 kilometres away from Garry's Anchorage. I think it's one of those parched lakes, but I'm not sure what it's like. I can see it on the map. What I'm going to do, I'm just packing a backpack. I've got some water. I'm taking my personal EPIRB, a few band-aids, raincoat just in case. And I'm going to go ashore and go for a little bit of a hike. I'll put some shoes on. Might even put some long pants on, I think. And we'll go for a hike and see if we can find this lake. Bit of exercise and a bit of a focus for the day. Pair of long pants to make it a little bit snake proof. Not that I'm real worried about them. People worry about snakes in the bush. Every time I've ever seen one, they've been heading away from you. So I think if you leave them alone, you shouldn't have too much trouble. Glad I got the air guard because there's mozzies around already. Okay, we're all packed up and ready to go. Let's find the track and try and find this lake. Well, the mozzies are thick as thieves everywhere, so I just had to stop and redose with the air guard. And I'm glad I've got long pants on because there's thousands of them here. Garry's Anchorage. We're on course. A little bit of a loop around the bottom here and then further up to where the lake is. You can't beat online maps, they're fantastic. We're opposite Lake Garry on the road and I can see the lake down there, but I've got to find a way through this scrub, so I'm just looking for a suitable track to get down to it. Well, the scrub's pretty thick and as I'm heading down I'm just breaking a few twigs, so I've got a bit of a track back, I think. Probably do it on Google Maps anyway, but doing it this way should give me a bit of a track back up the hill. Bit easier going now, I think. Well, after all that, I'm standing on the edge of the lake and it's not really what I expected. The lake's pretty full and it's full of bulrushes and reeds, so definitely not the same as Lake Mackenzie that I visited a month or two ago. Anyway, I can't go any further. I didn't bring rubber boots, so it's back up through the scrub and back down the road to the boat. Let's go. Bit of a hard climb back up, but the broken twig thing worked. It's got me back up to the road, I think. Oh. Well, it was a bit of a hike for nothing, a bit disappointing. Anyway, I've done it. I'm going to sit down now, put a bit more Airguard on, have a drink of water. Lake Garry, I think you can probably cross this one off the special places to visit list. It's a bit disappointing if you compare it to Lake Mackenzie, which I visited a couple of months ago. You can't really see the lake, it's all just bulrushes and reeds, so I don't know if there's other places around the edge of it where you can get in a bit closer. There's water in it, it's pretty full, so I think it's what they call a perched lake. So Fraser Island, biggest sand island in the world, everything here is sand, there's no substrate to it, and you'd wonder how water stays in a lake like that, but I think it's rotting vegetation and that falls to the bottom of the water and forms a bit of a seal, so you get this very fresh water in these lakes that you wouldn't think would stay full. Anyway, we've discovered Lake Garry, and a mate of mine, Garry, rang me this morning, and another mate of mine, Garry, rang me when I was right at the lake. So there you go, guys. I've discovered your lake, but wasn't the discovery I was hoping for. Well, it's rained nearly all the way back, so I don't know what happened to the forecast. They said no rain after lunch. Maybe it's not lunchtime yet, but now you're about to see the transition from bushy to boaty. A little bit of washing to do after that track, I think. Anyway, we'll do it. What I need now is a hot shower, a cup of coffee and some lunch. Okay, well, it's not much of an afternoon, and I've made the decision to leave today and head a bit further up through the Sandy Strait. We've got to get across Sheridan Flat, the shallow bit. The tide's coming in, it's just about high tide, I think 4 o'clock. So I'm going to head there now, and we'll get through Sheridan Flat, probably only go to South Whitecliff for tonight, and then probably down to Kingfisher tomorrow. Try and do this before the rain starts again, I think. section we're coming up to is called Sheridan Flat, and it's where the tides meet from Wide Bay Bar and Harvey Bay. So it's a bit of a shoaly area. You've got to follow the marks here pretty closely and stay in deep water. We're hitting it right about high tide. It's high tide just about now, so once we get the other side of the really shallow bit, we should have the tide running out, and that'll give us a bit of a hand to head a bit further down. Okay, well we're through Sheridan Flat, so we're past the shallow part. Got down to not a really high tide this afternoon. It got down to 2.9, I think, so there's plenty of water for us getting through there. I'm just coming down to South White Cliffs now. I'm going to anchor up there for the night. If I get up in the morning at around about 7, I'll have the tide running out again, and that'll give me a good lift on the way down to Kingfisher. And it's supposed to be a bit of wind from the southeast, so I'll probably get the sail out and even help us get down there with that. So not a long trip, but it'll chew up a bit of the morning, and yeah, we'll maybe spend a day or two there. Maybe I'll use the bit of wind that we've got that's not too strong to head up to Bundaberg, or head a bit further up to Bundy. So we'll play it by ear. I'll see what it's like at Kingfisher. It's pretty comfy there. I can get coffee and yeah, it's a nice little spot out of the wind. Well, another pretty wet day, but we're going to up anchor now and move. Got the tide with us, so we'll head up to Kingfisher. If the weather stays like this, we've had about a week of this overcast wet weather. Batteries are getting down a bit. I might have to run across to Bundy and get in the marina there for a few days and charge things up. Something I'll probably want to do anyway, but maybe I was going to dwell a bit longer. But yeah, if we start losing batteries, makes it a bit harder living on board. Could run the gen set, I suppose, but I hate doing it. Anyway, let's get ready to go. Just coming down to Kingfisher now. I'll find a place to anchor up, and I don't know how long. I'll probably try and stay here for a couple of days, but it's going to really depend on the weather, because it's been that overcast and wet for the last week really. I'm suffering a bit with the amount of power in my batteries. The solar panels just aren't getting enough sun, so I'll see what happens this afternoon. If we get a bit, it'll be okay, but if we get down much more, I've got to go to Bundy at some stage, and if I go in there I can get some fuel. I need to do that, and then I can get a bit of a discount on a marina berth, so I might stay in the marina for a few nights. And while I'm doing that, I can charge the batteries up, so that'll be a good thing to do. But I'll make a decision. I'll just see how much sun we get today. You can see there's a lot of sun out at the moment, but it doesn't last for very long, unfortunately, so there's more dull sky than sunny sky. Anyway, that's the weather. We'll get round it somehow.